This is Friday Cheers, Artist Confidential with Animal Liberation Orchestra.
I'm Chad Brown. This is Artist Confidential for Friday Cheers Week 5. I am sitting on the tour bus of ALO. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. If you guys could go around the room and introduce yourself and say what instrument you play or what you do for the band, that would be great.
I'm Zach. I do the keyboards and some of the vocals.
I'm Steve. I play the bass guitar, sing a little bit.
Lebo, play guitar and some singing.
I'm Dave Brogan, and I play the drums.
He's got a fancy. So the point of what we're doing here is to talk about the bands that are coming to Richmond and how they feel about Richmond, and just do a little bit of a little bit of Richmond and kind of insert it in every band that comes out for Friday Cheers. So what we're trying to do, tell me about if you guys have been here before, or if you've heard about it, or you've been into surrounding areas, and what's your experience or relationship been like with Richmond, and when did you guys come?
We came to Richmond 8 years ago and played Alley Cats, which is a little bar. I'm not sure which part of town. It seemed like
It's
an old
very
bar.
close to here.
Downtown.
It holds maybe like 400
it's a
people,
low
maybe,
place.
if that.
Yeah, and that was our first time to Richmond. We pulled up and we pulled into that little alley next door and loaded our gear in. There was like a presidential debate. We went across the street to a bar and watched the debate. Do you remember this? This look on your face.
It's a Mexican restaurant.
Remembering
Yes,
this.
it was a Bush Carey debate.
There was like a
right?
Bush Carey
balcony
debate.
in the room. There was another band that played that night. But that was our
long time.
first time.
8 years
And that was
ago.
8 years ago?
Yeah, we have been back
8 years ago.
since.
2004.
We were probably in a van.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man, somebody stole my sleeping bag. Just kind of sitting outside the van while we were loading.
Uh-huh.
Somebody took
Came
that.
back.
Wow.
Yeah, in Richmond.
Oh, so you have a bitter taste in your mouth about Richmond.
It wasn't too bad. I was
Took us
just
8 years
like,
to convince him,
I'm
Right.
surprised I didn't
Back.
lose it sooner. Or something.
Right.
I remember thinking though, like just that experience, and then also being in the surrounding area, just the Virginia and the South in general has a lot of charm to it.
So the thing that everybody wants to toss out about you guys, and whether it's wanted or not, is the relationship with Jack Johnson. What can you guys tell me about how that relationship started? You don't have to go into super in depth, but how is that relationship? I believe it happened in maybe 2005, late 2005. How has the band changed, or how has the band gotten better, or how has it progressed since the relationship with Jack Johnson, and what kind of impact has that had on the band?
It goes a lot earlier than 2005, actually.
Okay.
We lived in the dorms together in college.
Oh, I
Us
knew
three.
that.
And I
I'm
was
sorry.
in 90.
I was talking about you guys being signed in 2005.
Yes, but it
to
all
his
sort of
label.
starts being
Right.
in the dorms, and then in the dorms there's not a lot of people who play in bands. There's always a few, so that's how we all got to know each other. From there, leading to be on his label and everything.
Right.
It's been awesome.
Having a label is such a, it was like, that was kind of like it was a big deal. It still is,
It's a
like
dream
an
come true for a band in a
opportunity,
way.
and like, like a whole infrastructure, although these days it's getting trickier, like my dad was like, I keep trying to buy your album, but I can't buy it anymore.
I know.
Right, you got it. It's like,
Crazy, man.
stores, it's hard to, there just aren't many record stores, and the ones that are, like, it's like Target, Best Buy,
Mhm.
you
They're
know, it's
carrying a
pretty
lot
much
of
they
stuff.
just carry like the top 20, top 100 CDs.
Right.
That's it.
Top selling.
Well, on that note, I mean, how do you guys feel about that whole dynamic of how the record store is changing and how, vinyl's being brought back as sort of
That's cool.
I love
how do
that.
you guys, as a band who may or may not have their record on a shelf when you walk into an independent record store around the country, how do you guys feel about that relationship what is your relationship like with the record store? As far as personal preference and then maybe business preference.
We're trying to bridge the gap. I mean, traditionally there was kind of like the middleman of the label, or like, the distributor was sort of like, but more and more it's like we're actually going to record stores
Right.
where they carry the album and be like, hey, we're the guys from ALO, like, thanks for carrying our album, do you need anything?
There's a few like networks of independent record stores around the country,
More like a personal,
and they've sort of like become partners of sorts in an effort to stay alive, and like support each other.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
So we get kind of thrown into that circuit when we're on tour. We'll stop at record stores and do like an in-store performance, or just say hi or do whatever. And we all like to shop at record stores anyway, so it's like it's fun for us.
Right. So what is the biggest difference as a band between playing a venue like this where it's not a major market and you're playing to, let's say, 2,000 people show up tonight. What's the difference between doing this and then playing Jones Beach up in New York where you've got 20,000, 25,000 people as far as you can see? I mean, what's the biggest difference for you guys playing those two types of shows?
The obvious difference would be the pressure, right? Like when you're playing Madison Square Garden, so there's like a whole slew of things that go along with that that are good and bad. I think, like, I would say it totally ranges. Like you almost can't put a blanket statement on it. I mean, sometimes those big major market shows are just super exciting because there's so much fanfare and it's all exciting. But sometimes they're like a little like overdone, you know, like a little built up too much, and they can be pressureful. On the contrary, a non-major market can be like, you know, sometimes the most exciting shows. We're like most at ease and we're likely to try strange things. But for that same reason, sometimes they're a little weird too.
Right. So what we have is every week we bring out a local restaurant donates a food item that we enjoy, and to kind of bring a taste of Richmond to you. I know you guys got past here a little bit. So this week we have 2113 redid they're supposed to be basically chicken wings, but without the wings. They seem to be in brownie format. But they are courtesy of 2113 and Chef Aaron Hoskins. And so what we're going to get you to do is kind of give a nod to the foodie community in Richmond. Everyone can have a cube and take a bite, enjoy it, and then kind of give me the texture and the aftertaste and you know what's really going on, the over-the-top review, and you can be as ridiculous or silly or serious as you want to be about it.
We
But
use some sauce.
you may
too.
use as much or little sauce as you like.
Sauce.
Okay, is it a tartar sauce?
Maybe I'll
I
go-
don't know what sauce he included, to be honest.
Maybe I'll do like sauce on one side.
After you licked it,
No, it's not on the.
did you just lick one side?
So
You guys want some beer? With it?
I'm
Looks like
reminds-
tofu
It looks
to
like
me.
sort of fried tofu off the top of my
pescatarian.
top of my head.
Very interesting.
I'll do a little dip too.
Okay.
It is. There's something very
Smells
tofu.
dipped
It smells like a
Tofu
Keep
is
it
like
in
about it.
pocket. You should.
Yeah.
Right away, the texture of it is reminding me of praram. What's the fried tofu and peanut sauce? The Thai dish.
Our pak.
Yeah, it's like praram pak. The same. Yeah,
It's definitely got a fried tofu texture.
yeah.
A little chewier.
It's definitely chicken.
Well, you know, one of the
Tastes like chicken.
it's got all the taste of a chicken wing without the
Without the
kind of
bone,
the
without the
annoying
bits.
bones. Yeah.
Or the messiness of the
Yeah.
boneless.
You could eat
Yeah.
it with a
Well,
fork.
the messiness
Yeah.
is kind of fun.
But,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. I'll do a little more sauce.
okay, yeah, of course. And then if you guys want to just go around,
Oh.
if you guys want to go around and just kind of rate that
Quite
1 to
good,
10,
actually.
Right on.
yeah, you can rate
Sort
that
of like
1
a
to 10
ranch.
if you like.
Sort of a ranch sauce or.
I mean, I'd say I've never actually had anything quite like it. I mean, things quite like I've never had chicken like served to me like this.
Sort of.
I don't even know how you would do it. Like, did they grind the
Probably
chicken up,
pulled it off by hand, and I'm sure it's not
put it into like
processed.
Sort of mashed
a
it.
cube container?
Yeah.
And how would you get it?
Formed it.
Patties.
Formed it.
Sort of
It's a
formed.
perfect rectangle.
Maybe you mix it all together and kind of roll it out
Oh,
on a
into a
sheet.
pan.
and
Do you
cut
think
it.
they do it like
Yeah.
Able Skeever style, like where it's like they've got a like a waffle iron? That's what I think.
Could be.
A cube iron,
Cube
a
iron.
chicken cube iron, definitely.
It's different.
Okay, wow.
So the last,
Not mad at it.
Scale of
Not
1 to
mad at
10.
it.
yeah, scale 1 to 10.
What do you guys think?
I give it like a 7.
I'd give it an 8 for chicken
I mean, what's
wings.
10 being?
10 is like, I mean, out of
best
this
thing you've
world,
ever-
the best thing you've ever
I
put in
don't
your
feel
mouth.
like I'm a chicken wing expert enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I give it a little higher than 7 just because the flavor is pretty
yeah,
satisfying.
it's great.
I'd say 8, 9,
Excellent.
8.5.
And that's from 2113, Chef Aaron Hoskins. Thank you for that.
Yeah, thanks.
So the last thing we have is a very basic trivia question about Richmond. We've kind of tried to stump. There's only so many interesting facts that we can throw out. So that we've kind of tried to stump the bands that have come through. And what we have tonight is actually about our local baseball team, which are the Richmond Flying Squirrels.
Oh,
and they used to be the Richmond Braves. but they
Is
are.
that true or false question?
It's not a true or false question. So I don't know how.
Is it a yes or no?
It's not a yes or a fill in the blank.
Multiple choice?
It is multiple choice. So the Flying
Guess it.
Squirrels are Richmond's minor league baseball team, and they are known for, aside from baseball, very ridiculous antics during the game, on-field stuff. I mean, just it's
The
almost
team itself.
It's a circus of a baseball organization. That's a very good thing. So they are the minor league baseball equivalent, or the farm team for what professional Major League Baseball team? The Atlanta Braves, the Los Angeles Dodgers, the San Francisco Giants, or the Colorado Rockies.
Like in terms
Well,
of
it's
what?
not-
Like in
it's
terms
not
of
the
Like
Giants.
the farm team, as in like when players get called up,
No.
Oh.
you pull from your farm team. So
Yeah.
Okay.
The Giants is Fresno.
Wow.
LA is,
Atlanta.
where LA
What was the
comes
other one? What was the fourth one?
well, they used to be called
Colorado
the Braves.
Rockies.
Say
They
used to be
did
called
used to be called the Braves.
Colorado Rockies seems like the odd answer,
just odd enough.
because it seems not geographically.
Atlanta's the closest.
You know, you're not talking. Maybe Brogan an exception, but
I'm not much
talking
of a
to
baseball fan.
baseball. So it's sort of shot in the dark at this point. But
That's
you
the
did.
Skyrocket
Brogan
question.
Well, was it
one out.
by mentioning the Braves? Was it misdirection or was it?
I know
Or
you
was
said
it giving it
wasn't
away?
this.
But it is
It's either one or the other.
It is
Either
something to
give it away
consider.
or-
This is a single A baseball team, so it's not a triple or it's a
Single
double.
A.
It's a double A baseball team, so it's not a triple A
Yeah,
baseball
but
team.
it's a farm team.
It is a farm
for
team.
One of
yes,
those
for one of
major-
those teams.
We've been watching a lot of baseball lately,
They-
because we like Kenny Powers.
The Braves seems to.
He's our favorite baseball player.
Yeah,
He played for the
Sounds like the
Braves,
Charos.
Yes. Is it for the Charos?
It's the Charos.
Is that-
Final answer, Charles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the A team for the Charos.
Probably we should go the safe answer and say the Braves.
Yeah. Same Braves.
Braves.
I kind
Braves
of want to
or
go
Rockies. I
Rockies.
kinda wanna
because
go
it just feels
Rockies,
like-
too.
Braves.
Because this
Rockies.
is just right
It's
off.
just-
the-
it's just
off the-
odd enough
Let's go
to-
Rockies. Let's go Rockies.
The answer is actually the San Francisco Giants. It is.
Oh my
From
God.
San Francisco.
Anyway, so thank you guys so much for coming out. We appreciate it. Everyone in Richmond is looking forward to the show tonight.
Us too.
And this is ALO. They are rocking the stage on week 5 of Friday Cheers, live from Browns Island. Next week, we have Dawes.